Welcome to the news report with me, Danji Duncan Simonza. It's good to know that you're tuned into live TV. This evening, I've got quite interesting stories lined up just for you. And later on the program, I'm going to have a special phone call interview with the immediate former Pharmaceutical Society of Zambia president, Mr. Jeremy Kanika, as we get to talk about the status quo in the health sector in Zambia. And many more stories coming up next. Welcome back. Shocking enough, just after the pronouncement by the president that schools should open on the 1st of February 2021, today it's day 2. One thing that I did before coming to the office, of course, is just to go and get an understanding what it really means to go to school in the middle of a pandemic. Well, it's quite shocking once you get to understand what is really happening on the ground. Learners are not observing social distancing. It's either 2 or 3 people within the group that are wearing masks. And particularly if you observe them very well, they are only observing the health guidelines once they reach the school premises, which should not be the case. So the biggest challenge that government has now is what are they doing in terms of educating not only the learners, but also the community, as well as the family level, at family level. Because if you look at the household level, parents have got the responsibility to educate their children on how to make sure that they do not break the health guidelines that are there to protect themselves as they leave homes going to school to get their education. Now, particularly, there's another aspect that I've actually noticed, especially when it comes to schools. I took an observation at about 5 schools in Lusaka, of course, primarily as well as secondary. And one thing that I observed is that schools that are in urban areas, in a more urban area focus, they are actually trying to observe the health guidelines. But schools like in compounds, it is becoming very hard because their behavior systems seem to be different in a different way, because they see things in a different way. So government, I think, should engage more in educating people in more remote areas so that they can fully understand that the pandemic is there and it's deadly, and the health guidelines are there to protect them from actually getting the virus. Those are some of the stories we have. And the other story is 309 junior resident doctors have not received their 5-month allowance, which is very shocking. I think the health sector, of course, as this news has been in the public domain for quite a while. And if you say that they are not paid, what do you mean? Is it that how are they going to take care of their families? How are they going to take care of their responsibilities? And how are they going to work? Because if they're not getting paid 5 months, it means that they might even go on a strike, which can make the services more difficult to actually deliver to the people that need it the most, which are the patients. And if you have gone to a clinic just like I have done, of course, you have observed that there are some doctors and nurses that are rude and others are actually kind. Maybe it could be the reason of such nature. When you don't pay the doctors on time, it becomes a frustrating aspect. So that there's need for government to meet its obligation by paying the doctors on time, because it's their due, it's their work, and they have worked for it, so they should be paid. So those are some of the stories that are making headway. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, there are more stories coming up next.
Are you a rising entrepreneur? Have you developed an idea, service, or product that is ready to launch? Are you struggling to gain the investment needed to take off? Jacaranda Hub, in collaboration with AfriLabs and GoDo Hub of Nigeria, have just the answers for you. Apply now to join the Mosatunia Pitch Investor Readiness and Financing Program to gain the traction and resources needed to launch your product or service. Come, let's get together and help you hit the ground running. Our vision is to create a community that provides training, mentorship, funding, and visibility to over 100 Zambian startups over a 24-month period. Develop a network with over 200 mentors from Zambia, Nigeria, and other countries. Provide access to local and global investors in order to grow their appetite for Zambia as an investment destination. Are you ready to raise your business to the next level? Apply now by clicking on the link in the description. Jacaranda Hub. Engage, innovate, inspire.
I need to secure my business. I need to make investment. How do I do it?
My son is getting older. He will be in secondary school soon. How do I make sure I have enough money for his school fees?
I need to build a house for my children. How do I do it?
The Mpile Unit Trust, managed by African Life Financial Services, an investment product tailored to help you meet your financial goals. We offer different investment vehicles under the Unit Trust to diversify your income and achieve growth on your money. Your future begins by making a decision to invest with us. Fund managers with a track record of over 20 years. Trustworthy, secure and reliable. For further information on different investment vehicles, call us on 211-254841. Alternatively, you may send an email to mpile@afrilife.co.zm. We are located at 74 Independence Avenue, Mpile Office Park.
Welcome back to the news report. And another story that is actually making headways is that Mubita Nawa, as well as Anthony Bwadia, of course, did feature on a particular program and actually brought about some documents that they shared with the general public on a particular individual who had two NRCs, same individual but different names. And the conversation was about the illegality that is happening in the registrar and whatnot. And according to the case that they were charged on a particular case to do with, of course, theft as well as giving false information, including forgery. Those are some of the charges that they were given, and right now they are facing detention at the police station. And I actually believe that they are undergoing some questioning on this aspect to see who gave them these particular documents and how did they get these particular documents. That could be the questions that could be actually happening at the police station as they're detained. Well, we monitor Movie TV to just get an exclusive understanding of what really happened on that particular interview. Take a look.
Anyone who's here in the studio, because we are all Zambians, I want to show you something, okay? Now, there's a lot of these things. You might want to see this, because you are also a Zambian, okay? I want you to see this.
Yeah, maybe we can put them to the screen so that people could see.
Okay? You can come and have a look, because you're also a Zambian. What do you see here, Andrew?
Well, I'm seeing one person with two different nursing numbers.
Okay?
And the names of the back?
And what do you see here again?
Just before you go start. And the names of the back?
The names of the park are...
You don't need to call the names out.
Are they the same?
Are they the same?
No, names are different.
And what about this one here?
The same nursing number is different.
Okay?
The name is different.
So there are thousands of these. This is just a small example of where you have one individual being issued with multiple NRCs under different names. So basically what the PF are saying is, there are Zambians right now who are more Zambian than you and I, more Zambian than Mauritania. This is a platform for the commission of crime, because these individuals can actually obtain multiple passports. They can actually go onto the FISP register and get themselves multiple benefits. These people can obtain multiple benefits in terms of, for example, social cash transfer. These people can obtain multiple loans. So the PF are just thinking about one individual being able to vote multiple times.
That's it.
Okay? Because they are so myopic like that. But this is a platform for the commission of a crime. And these are the kind of people that we're dealing with. This is un-Zambian, Andrew. There is no Zambian in this country who is ever entitled to more than one NRC.
No, it's never happened.
This is not a fabrication. There's more of these things.
And people are collecting 8 NRCs, and they are registering as voters in different names. And the idea is these 8 will vote in different constituencies, that where there are weak points. That way, the numbers of voters in those areas goes up. So we've been crying all along that the NRC registration is not transparent, something is dodgy, something is fishy. And we have found this evidence. It's there on the ground. People, actually some of them registered.
How do you get a hold of this evidence?
It doesn't matter, Andrew. What you need to be concerned about is you have something which has terribly gone wrong. Murita and I have no means of fabricating NRCs. I mean, that's just stupid. Even if we wanted to, we can't. The only people who can do this are people in government with the tools and the equipment to produce NRCs. So never mind how we got this. These things are out there, and they are being produced by officers of the party in power.
When they arrested Mucheleka and others, they said we were not doing anything illegal. We had some evidence of minors being given NRCs, 10-year-olds. The evidence they refused. They said you just fabricated that. Okay? But I am here to tell you.
Could this be some of the NRCs that maybe Mucheleka stole? Because I think the allegations were that, you got the printers and everything. Could this be part of why you got
I don't know if you have met Mucheleka.
Welcome back. So that was a particular interview I was referring to, and as you can see, those were the NRC that got them to where they are now at the police post, answering some couple of questions. As the investigation is ongoing, we'll see how this story will unfold in the future. Well, another story in particular, President, of course, has fired about 6 permanent secretaries and has employed about 7 new permanent secretary in different ministry. And as you are aware, this year we are having the general election in August 12th. And just prior to that, of course, there's going to be Parliament will definitely undergo Parliament will dissolve, and permanent secretary will take over the responsibility of ministers. So they have bigger responsibility in the future in as much as their ministry is concerned. So we wish them well, and we hope that they will serve the country that they love so much very well. And as the future unfolds for them, it's going to be a year of working hard and delivering to the Zambian people as they have promised. Now, another particular item on this particular show, we're going to look at the one that has been talked about, the story that has been talked about, which is to do with the drugs. The counterfeit drugs, of course, which we are seeing mushrooming in our community. We recently saw the recalling of 9 other drugs, particularly. That news was publicized in, of course, the Daily Nation and many other news outlets. But right now, we are going to have a conversation. Or rather, I did have a conversation with Mr. Jeremy Kanika as we talked about the status, the health sector, the status quo of the health sector in Zambia. Take a listen.
You have been making news quite, and I just want to get your overview, because I think there's some public info that is coming in to say that there was something that happened, and you did come through to give out information which led to some happening. And I just wanted you to clarify on that issue.
Yeah, I can say is when I I was the president for Pharmaceutical Society of Zambia. I did mention, and I wrote the letter concerning the issue of the recall of the medication that are now people are being discussing about. And let me make mention here to say that the issue of this, especially this contract that has brought a lot of misery to the Zambian people, started a long time ago. But by then, it was not the matter of pharmaceutical society's matter, but other institutions, until that time when this company brought in the products that we started seeing that the products were not okay and were not fit for human consumption. That's now the matter turned to be our matter by as a society, because it was now the issue of us as a pharmacist to protect the members of the public. So from then, I think if I remember very well, in September last year, we had to write the letter asking the ministry asking the Ministry of Health to make sure that they recall the medication or the health center kits that were supplied by the institution by then, which was ANB. So we had to bring in a lot of issues that we had to raise a red flag concerning that. But unfortunately, nothing was considered and nothing was done concerning the recall of the medication. That now resulted members of the public to consume all the medication that came through. Until now, we are hearing that on the 28th of January, the members of the public or Zambia Medicine Regulatory Authority had to issue a recall for the same medication that people took in September. So it's something very funny and like you see, like a joke kind of. Yeah.
Okay, so what are some of these counterfeit drugs that have been identified?
Look, what you should know is these health center kits, they contain specific medication, and most of these medication that are specific they are contained are the medication that we use in what we call them as essential drugs that we use on our day-to-day serving the members of the public. This contains Penziv, this contains erythromycin, this contains doxycycline, this contains oxytocin, this contains paracetamol, this contains issues like gloves, this contains condoms, this contains issues like lignocaine, and many other medications like Fragile. They are all part of these health center kits. There are about 60 items that are supposed to be contained in the health center kit.
Now, like you said, there have been this recall of these very drugs that have been considered as counterfeit. But my concern would be, are these drugs there or they have been consumed already? And if they are consumed already, what then happens?
Yeah. What we need to know very well is the drugs have been consumed already, and the drugs are not anywhere to be seen, but they have been consumed. It's like, look, I come to say the Bonaire pizza that was made in June last year, we are recording it. How can you do that? That's what is happening. You see, the pizza that was made last year should be recorded this year. That is, people have already ate the pizza. So that's what the issue that we are talking about. The people already consume the drugs. These drugs were distributed in September. The distribution started on 3rd of September, if not 1st September, to all the facilities in the country. And these drugs have been consumed. Now the recall is coming. Let's count September 1, October 1, November 1, December 1, January, 5 months later. That's when you recall. Well, we had some shortages of these commodities. Is it making sense?
Yes. Now, Mr. Jerome, if you look at the fact that Zamra, of course, they are in charge of making sure that they test these drugs before they are distributed to our hospitals. You one time being the president of Pharmaceutical Society of Zambia, of course, you understand that that's the procedure. So what went wrong? How did the drugs without being tested end up in our hospitals?
You see, this is where I call. By then, there was a lot of political interference through the former Minister for Health. And if you follow very well, even when I appeared before Parliamentary Committee on Health, I mentioned to say health workers are being threatened by the minister on a daily basis for them once they want to do their job diligently. But on the other side, again, it calls upon one person's moral. I think if myself was in that position, I would have said it's like I'm trying to do my work and I'm resigning. There's nothing that odd.
Well, as you heard it for yourself, those were some of the issues that Mr. Jeremy did raise, and it's quite alarming to see such kind of activities happening in our community, especially in this time and era, especially when government has got a responsibility to make sure that they protect their people. I think government has to make sure that they work very hard to promote public trust as well as confidence in the Ministry of Health. And I think Mr. Jonas Chanda has got a bigger responsibility, as well as the new permanent secretary who has been actually ushered to that particular ministry. Well, this has been me, Danji Duncan Simwaza, on the news report desk. Until next time, for more news, it's bye-bye and see you next time.
Are you a rising entrepreneur? Have you developed an idea, service, or product that is ready to launch? Are you struggling to gain the investment needed to take off? Jacaranda Hub, in collaboration with AfriLabs and GoDo Hub of Nigeria, have just the answers for you. Apply now to join the Mosatunya Pitch Investor Readiness and Financing Program to gain the traction and resources needed to launch your product or service. Come, let's get together and help you hit the ground running. Our vision is to create a community that provides training, mentorship, funding, and visibility to over 100 Zambian startups over a 24-month period. Develop a network with over 200 mentors from Zambia, Nigeria, and other countries. Provide access to local and global investors in order to grow their appetite for Zambia as an investment destination. Are you ready to raise your business to the next level? Apply now by clicking on the link in the description. Jacaranda Hub. Engage, innovate, inspire.
I need to secure my business. I need to make investment. How do I do it?
My son is getting older. He will be in secondary school soon. How do I make sure I have enough money for his school fees?
I need to build a house for my children. How do I do it?
The Mpile Unit Trust, managed by African Life Financial Services, an investment product tailored to help you meet your financial goals. We offer different investment vehicles under the Unit Trust to diversify your income and achieve growth on your money. Your future begins by making a decision to invest with us. Fund managers with a track record of over 20 years. Trustworthy, secure, and reliable. For further information on different investment vehicles, call us on 211-254841. Alternatively, you may send an email to mpile@afrilife.co.zm. We are located at 74 Independence Avenue, Mpile Office Park.